Yo. Alright, y'all. I've been thinking for a very long time, how the heck would I be able to add a little bit of interactability for my stream? And today I'd like to introduce the first sort of little stream game. Without any further ado, let me just press this little test Elgato Stream Deck button here. So let's go to let's go here. Yo, welcome to Goobed Trivia. Y'all, this is a stream game that I've created from scratch with Streamer Bot and C# and a whole bunch of different programming language or what. But I'll get into the technicalities of everything later. Hopefully the audio levels are a-okay, but this is all within OBS. There is no like game platform or anything. But essentially, this is going to be a trivia game of multiple choice. There's going to be 4 answers that show up on screen, and you'll have to pick. You'll have to type in 1, 2, 3, or 4 with your respective answer. The chat will be in slow mode as well for the duration of the question, so make sure you type in what you want correctly the first time. The questions will show up right here. You know, you know, I'm pointing right at it through the window. It'll point right here, and you'll just type it in there. It'll show up in chat and on screen. But the thing is, if nobody gets the question right, there will be a game over, and y'all will there will be no winners. So whoever has the most questions right at the end of the game will win. There could be multiple winners, but essentially, as long as you guys have, at least someone needs to get the answer correct to be able to move on. But what do you say? Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready to answer some trivia? But yes, you may notice I'm behind the door or a window or something, dude. But I would like to just make a, since title be, okay, you know what? Whatever. All right, y'all are ready. All right, here we go. We're gonna start some trivia, dudes. Get yourselves ready. Which company developed the video game Borderlands? Was it Rockstar Games, Gearbox Software, 2K Games, or Activision? Alright, we got someone for 2, someone for 3, and nobody thinks it's Activision or Rockstar Games though, eh? Well, holy smokes, man, we'll find out. The timer for the remainder time is up at the top. I set it so that it's at 30 seconds. You could cheat and mash and get banned, pog. Alright, the answer was Gearbox Software. So, I believe, okay, cool. Kayla and Sunta got that answer right. Which CSGO esports team won the major event ESL 1 Cologne in 2016? Was it Team Liquid, SK Gaming, Virtuous Pro, or Fnatic? I've only really heard of Team Liquid. I have no idea who Megalol is. SK Gaming. Alright. Yo, a couple answers. The answer was SK Gaming. That was pretty wicked. I have no idea who that is. In Call of Duty Zombies, completing which map's Easter egg will reward you with the achievement Time Travel Will Tell? Was it Ascension, Shangri-La, Moon, or Die Rise? I gotta say, Shangri-La sounds kind of intense though, dude. That's sounds like something you'd be able to scream out. Shangri-La! Alright, well, wow, you guys aren't a fan of what I just said, aren't you? Oh my god, it was the answer! Well, nobody got the question right. GG. Well, that's a shame. Nobody won. But that's okay. GG, y'all. That's it. we can start on over. We gotta go until someone wins, you know? Alright, I have no idea who really won this, but I saw lots of guesses for 2. But oh, yo! Congratulations, 𝓼𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪𝓵. Way to go with the 4 answers correct, yo. Way to go, yo. Congratulations, 𝓼𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪, for winning the first ever Goobed trivia. And I am so excited to bring on some more stream games in the future, dude, with Streamer Bot and all the great help that is, man. First try, Omega lol. Wowzers. But yeah. Well, let me know what you guys think, though. That this certainly, I'm gonna stay on this scene, though, dudes. I kind of like being chilling outside of a house, just peeking in on what's going on with my little rascal over there. I'm gonna go behind the technicalities of everything. So the first step that it does is that it gets the questions. So in which case, though, it makes sure to set the game finished to false. So essentially, it just puts out a blank slate. So setting that to false just means that, you know, whatever the case may be, you'll be able to continue if you get the question right. But it just shows the scene. But all these questions are being gotten from OpenTB, TDB, which is a trivia API. So I get 5 questions. There are various different categories too. I only got the ones from the video game category. There's a whole bunch of different categories, but I made sure to just specify video games for now. And I made sure to have them all as multiple choice. Since there are some questions that are true or false, I figured for this format it would probably be best just to do this. Everything that it gets here, you know what? Yeah, let me just show you what exactly it gets. So if I were to open this up in a browser, this is what it gets. It gets a whole JSON formatted sort of response. Anyway, after it gets the questions, it sets the model for that response that I just showed you in the JSON, where it just gets the category, type, difficulty, question, correct answer, and incorrect answer. I just decode the results.
Stop it, Fiora! You're making me cry!
Woohoo! Stop it, 𝓼𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪. That's too funny. But essentially, though, anyway, I get the first question, set it as variable Q1. So whenever we see CPH set argument, we put this as the variable that it's being set in Streamer Bot. And the value is Q1, which we just set here, right above it, to be equal to results.results, the first question, and then essentially we just go down from there. We also set the arguments for is question 1 done. We set all the questions to be false, so then we move on. So here comes the meat and potatoes of the program, where we wait for answers. We set continue to false because we continue only when someone gets the answer correct. So we'll be able to execute this code here. And we can't really ensure that we continue until someone gets the right answer. But we'll get to that in a moment. We set the wait time for 30,000 milliseconds, which is 30 seconds. And that's how long we have the slow mode for and everything. Like the timer bar, the countdown bar up top. We set the question. This could be a generalized variable because we can override it in the future, but for now we just I could even have it just as an undeclared variable, but I'm set it so that it equals the Q1 argument that we set earlier when we set up all the variables, and parsed OBS equals question. So here is where I was mentioning earlier, where if we have like a slash in the question or a quotation in the question, that's when things could get a little bit hairy. So I'd have to be able to make it so that OBS won't like register it as like a glitched character, or have Streamer Bot even crash when it's trying to add like a quotation when the quotation already ended. So in order to do that, I'd have to be able to replace if the question contains a slash in it. No, if it contains a quotation mark in it, replace that with the slash quote, which enables it to say, okay, you could ignore this and still consider it as a quotation mark. We randomize the answers. So this is the fun part. So that way we don't just get correct answer, wrong 1, 2, and 3. Bear in mind, I got answer 1. Answer 1 will always be the correct answer. So we randomize the array that we got, and we essentially just reorder the array. That's all this is pretty much doing here. So once we get back here, we get to the logic to decide which question to ask. So if, as we've done before, we set all questions done to false. So we get the bool value of, is question 1 done? So if it is not done, we go to this if statement. Essentially, though, what I've done before with this is a small little thing here where I could pause the game between questions. If question 1 is done, if it is not done, so that's what this exclamation mark means. If this is false, do this. So essentially, here's the meat and potatoes once again. So we get the question, we start the question. So we show the question, and all this is like OBS raw stuff where we have like certain filters and everything show when this is activated or triggered or whatever. This is a very important line right here because in OBS, so you may notice my trivia, this is the trivia question text box right now. And as you can see, there's nothing in here. The important thing is the filters. The filters here. I have a move value for typing. So whenever in Call of Duty, it gets the question essentially and puts it in this text setting right here. So that's as I mentioned, this sets the source filter setting of the text to be equal to the parsed OBS string. But once again, though, the streamer bot would have broke if a question did have a quotation mark in it, because this is all formatted in JSON. So if there's a quote that ends there, the streamer bot would have crashed. And then so on and so forth. I have a for loop to get from 0 to 3, I guess in this case, to be able to go through the answers. So we send message, we get I +1 so that you guys can have the same inputs as what's being shown on my screen. And essentially, we just get the value of the answer and get that to string. We do the similar thing what we did for the question. If it contains a quotation mark in it, we replace it with / quotation marks so that it doesn't break. And we do the same exact thing as what we did with the question, setting the text value to the parsed string, and then we enable that filter. And then if the array I equals answer 1, which bear in mind as again is always the correct answer. If it equals that, we set it so that answer num equals that number, because otherwise it would just always be 1. We want to make sure that we have a little bit of dynamicism or dynamics in this. This is juicy stuff, guys. This is juicy stuff right here. So we allow, I love commenting things like this. It makes it very noticeable. It's like a header in HTML. Anywho, we essentially allow guessing and we wait. So we set is guessing on to true. So in this process, I guess I should actually show you this now. So we get every time that there is a chat message, we go and trigger the action Twitch chat handler, and then it gets the global variable. That is what we just set here. So if it is on, we continue. Also, if my bot guesses, do nothing. We just stop the code right there. But if guessing state equals true, which is guessing on, then we verify the answer. So we go to trivia verify answer, which I have down here. But okay, so now that we're here at verify answer, it adds the target info of who redeemed. And then, so we get the correct answer, which we have set earlier. If it equals the answer, we add to winners. So then that's when we make it so that your profile pictures can show up. So if it equals 1, I set it to be specific to a certain location on OBS. As you saw the little 4 circles right next to each question, I make it so that it shows your profile picture as to what you've guessed on. And then it plays the little guess sound. If it equals the answer, we go to add winners, where we then write to a text file, and then it writes the user variable, which is great because that's what we just did. We added the target info. So we get the username and we just write it to a text file. That's essentially what it is. And since we got the correct answer, we set a global variable continue to true. So now we could go back to execute code. So while we were waiting here, we've just set the correct answer here. The slow mode was activated. And then we just have a encode delay where we wait for however long. So we've just done that. We reveal the answer. My bot showcased what the answer was. It also had like a little blinking flashing animation, which is all done with stream effects. So then it turns off the slow mode, and then it just sets global variable current question 1. And it also notes that is question 1 done to true. Afterwards, it turns back guessing off so that no chat messages go through. And then we pretty much reset and start all over. And I'm not going to go through that all question number 2. But this is just a whole bunch of different filters to just animate the panel. Also just to reset the icons for the guesses. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole process here for the questions. So if all the questions are done, that must mean you've won. So here are the results, and it shows, or it goes to the trivia reveal winners action, which is right here, and it sets the global to trivia finished equals true. And as you may have remembered, we have set that to false in the beginning. To essentially just restart the game, and then it reads the lines from trivia winners, and then it essentially populates a new array, and then it sorts them. This was a pain in the butt to do, dudes. I sorted by the count of times that appeared. Whoever has the most right wins. However, there could be multiple winners. That was something important that I really wanted to drill down and make sure that everyone can win if they really wanted to. Anyway, so we get the list of winners for each person, where the count of them is equal to the highest answer, which is the number of people. Put down that message in chat. So if there's only one person, it's only be one person showing with how many times they answered correctly. And then we just add them to the winners list. And that was pretty much it. And so this is the result of what's being shown in OBS. This is the OBS heavy work right here, as the comment says. So if there's only one winner, I have a scene, or rather, I have it programmed to change the location of each HTML, or each URL, which URL will imply the profile picture. So I have 5 different profile pictures, and I just have it driven down in each location. However, bear in mind that those are dynamic locations. So one may be dead center on just one, on like one winner, but on 2, it'll be shifted to the left, and the winner 2 will be shown as well. And then on 3, it'll be even shifted upwards, and then having the third one on the bottom. Essentially, that's all this OBS heavy work is doing. But we have a continue check, where, as we've seen before, if we verified the answer and then added the winners, we set the global to continue, to true. So afterwards, get the global continue, and if it equals true, and if we're not finished, then we wait for answers again. Otherwise, it would be a game over. But if the game is finished, then break everything. Well, not break everything, but just stop everything that you're doing and let the game finish. Because otherwise, if the continue was false, and if question 5 was done, it would have just said game over anyway. So I needed this second global variable of finish to be there. But essentially, that's really all I can really share there in that regard. I mean, if you guys have any questions in terms of how this is fully operated or whatever, I mean, I'm pretty sure I went over a great premise of what this whole surmounts to. I certainly do hope you guys got a nice little bit of edumacation in terms of how this was formulated. But yeah, and also if you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe if you found this useful. I mean, I'm happy to share my knowledge with everybody, and the more people who see this, the better. I mean, you know, being able to make the best widgets out there, y'all, it would be so great. And I'll be sure to post up more videos as well in terms of future projects as well.